So, this month's lesson in See Dick Run. See Jane run. Dick and Jane are running. What color is Jane's blonde hair? How fast does Dick's car go when he's driving 80 miles an hour? Proactive present-mindedness. Goal management training was beginning of proactive present-mindedness, understanding absent-mindedness and why I continue to be so absent-minded, and it is trauma, PTSD, because your brain is always stuck on yesterday, stuck on stupid. So when you are in your PTSD, you are living in yesterday. Yesterday's trauma, yesterday's hurt, yesterday's pain, yesterday's wrongdoings, yesterday's everything. And the fear of a failure tomorrow. And that fear of failure tomorrow, while you're living in yesterday's pain, is enough to drive a person to go fucking hit, to go fucking do it. And therein lies addiction. We escape from that pain, from yesterday's pain and traumas, which give us the fear and anxiety that we cannot conquer tomorrow. Puts us in a state of mind where it is easier to consume the poison and forget yesterday's pains and traumas that we have never had closure for, and tomorrow's worries. So while living in the moment, we saturate ourselves with drugs so that we don't have to feel our history, his story. And that's just a fact, If I hadn't lived the life that I lived, I would have made different choices. I wouldn't have been upset with the police in the world for failing to protect me. I wouldn't have been upset with abusive parents, as volatile as I am because of what happened to me. I wouldn't we'll say cheer on those types of people that would set up a person like that and go along with them, walk them down the garden path. Oh yeah, I'm in, till you get to a dark place and fuck their shit up. Because that's what people do. Hurt people. So our only saving grace is to look at the person across from me who is still there. I went downtown Aurelia the other day. I went downtown Barrie a while back. And there's still people shooting up the building at the front beach in Aurelia. There's still people smoking crack out of the lighthouse. There's still a massive fentanyl issue. There's still a massive drug problem. But I'm not part of it. I'm not living on the street. There's literally a point where the lighthouse waited till 10 o'clock at night in February. Coldest night of the year, actually, is what it was. Literally, the coldest night of the year and the coldest night of the year collected thing. He made me sleep outside. I was trying to get into a recycling bin behind Liquidation Nation because it was like minus 28. I was going to freeze to death. I went to the hospital and they kicked me out. Dennis Kerskaden came and said, "Come and stay on my porch, man." Then he saved my life. I might have lived because of all the cardboard in the bin. Because that's the idea. You put yourself in the middle of all the cardboard and maintain your heat. But why was I doing that? Because some volunteer charity scam paid volunteer decided to invoke his authority and say, I'm going to throw you out on the street at the last minute of the last hour of the night. You can wander the streets for the night, and then you'll know tomorrow you'll listen to me. What the fuck are you doing to people? What are you doing to people? You're messing with people's livelihood, stability, and home and health for the basics of your personal reputation as a volunteer at a super care shelter for street people. It's enough to drive you back into fucking up. I watched my friends come out of addiction at the lighthouse, and then I watched Dave ride him and ride him and ride him, and then I watched John go slip back into addiction when we went to the Berry shelter. And then John got an apartment, and he said, you know, I want you to come over, man. I want you to be the first guy to come and see my apartment. I said, okay, John Sims, I'll be there, man. He went home, moved into his new apartment, and they found him the next day. They say overdosed. It's just funny, you know, all of these death scenes. There's also a lot of rumors about how much blood is in the house when they find these overdose victims, and why is there so much blood? That almost sounds like a junkie who's taking a number 3 and perforating arteries on people while they're high and out. They slowly bleed out. People are that fucked up today. The most important thing you could do for yourself, your family, and your children is be sober and aware. Fuck the poison, because it's gonna fuck us. It already has. It's our choice. Do it or don't, but stick to your guns. That's what I'm doing. I'm sticking to my guns. I don't have any friends. You know what? All my friends are still getting high downtown. And they can have it. I don't want to keep it that way. That's your life. See you later. Because it's not my life anymore. I want to be able to look my children in the face with pride and know that I've done what I said I was going to do, and I'm the man who I say I am. And the only way I can do that is by keeping my word. So, sobriety it is. Anybody who wants to come along, you're welcome. Anybody who wants to drag me down, hit tracks.